Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we turn to talking about the ongoing drama surrounding a certain girl streamer known for being terrible on the Twitch platform. Meet a girl going by the title Bad Bunny. She's a boring, talentless, sad sack of a human being who also tends to stream about politics on Twitch constantly. In fact, she's actually covered a few of my videos over the years on her show, with lackluster results to put it kindly. Basically, this chick gets butthurt about Trump all the time, and also about conservatives like me and other anti-SJW people out there on the internet, because of course she's an SJW herself, and she's also a liberal who hates people like us, and she's been trying to infiltrate left-wing circles online for a while now. I first heard of Bad Bunny a while back, briefly, when again she poorly reviewed and covered one of my videos, but that response wasn't even worth me responding to myself at the time, and it's still not specifically either because, well, I can just sum up her comments like this. She thinks Republicans are bad, Trump is racist, and no bullshit is a 1940s German, if you know what I mean. And stuff like that is typical fare for things these live stream left-wing responders will say, because hey, they're just speaking off the cuff and not thinking things out clearly. And almost always, these kinds of people aren't as good at improvising as they think. It actually takes a lot of skill and practice and training to do improvisation right, despite these days everyone thinking they can be a live streamer who improvs too. Really, people like Bad Bunny stream because they actually can't pull off anything else on the internet. They can't write or edit or produce or make legitimate videos, so they just go live for hours and hours on end, hoping something good will come from it at one point. It usually doesn't though, obviously, and most of our fans realize this, which is kind of the problem that brought us to this week's news story. Essentially, Bad Bunny has been getting talked about everywhere on the internet lately because some clips are going around of her yelling at her viewers, begging them for money no less. We're going to go over all this today and more, but first, let's take a moment to check out our loyal sponsors at Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a turn-based RPG game done right, and it's free to play too, so why not give it a shot today? Here you can see me playing the game on my own mobile device, and also the game is available on multiple platforms too, including smartphones, tablets, and personal computers as well. In addition, the game carries across devices too, so you can play with the same username and profile and switch between devices freely whenever and however you want. Also, one of the other bonuses for playing on your PC is you can multitask while you battle. Just set up Raid in one of your other windows while also checking your email, listening to music, or doing whatever you like. So if you're interested, go to the video description and click on the special links. And if you're a new player, you will get 100 silver in-game currency and one free new champion named Slasher. All this treasure will be waiting for you in the game here, and it can be accessed by clicking on this little treasure chest. Good luck to you guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, great. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back to this entitled SJW Twitch streamer story. As mentioned before, Bad Bunny got caught going on a tear, yelling at her viewers, demanding they give her money. And worst of all, she's this terrible streamer and horrible entertainer, if you could even call her that. She basically just does nothing but sit in front of a camera and watch other people's videos all day. Oh, and of course, she tries to sexualize things whenever she can, by putting on too much makeup, almost always showing off what little cleavage she has, and so on and so forth. And don't underestimate the girl streamer aspect of this chick, guys, because there was even a time Bad Bunny got banned from Twitch for accidentally showing her privates, her hoo-ha. That's right, this girl's whole shtick is about teasing cleavage and putting her legs up and putting on skimpy clothes and having herself in situations where fans think they might catch a glimpse of something, if you even want to see that grossness. Then on top of all that, Bad Bunny also spouts bullshit about her half-baked, not well thought out liberal politics and SJW influences. What a gosh darn joke. Before we get to her damning videos today though, let me first address the whole e-begging situation specifically. Not all e-begging is the same, of course. Many can kindly ask for donations online by, say, putting up their Patreon links or mentioning it briefly at the end of a video. Not a big deal at all. Tone and entitlement is what makes the difference here. For example, when I advertise, I just put a link below the video, or I politely plug my Patreon or something once in a while, not very often. Hell, I even had a promotion in today's video as you just saw, but guess what? That was me offering you guys a free video game that you can try on your own at no cost with no strings attached if you so choose. And the big difference here is that with bad e-beggars like Bad Bunny, well, they say things meanly with an entitled attitude, thinking they deserve the money and saying you should donate or else. It's not even really an option to them. And that's particularly funny, especially because these kinds of losers do far less work than channels like mine, and their content is far less polished and entertaining than most YouTubers like me too. If these streamers knew any better and had any actual talent or skill, they would clearly be putting their time into something else, especially if this streaming's not paying off like what appears to obviously be happening with today's subject. Now, without further ado, let's start looking at some videos that got today's story rolling around the commentary channel circuit. Everyone's talking about these Bad Bunny clips, and let's go ahead and take a look at them. Here's the first and most damning one I saw on Twitter somewhere. Take a look at this.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs to keep the stream going, if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? I don't know. What are you doing with your life?
Well, lady, I think you just answered your own question. People that have hours of time to watch mean girls like you on Twitch, well, they're not very likely going to have extra money, if any money at all. Come on, think about the types of people and the demographics of the audience you're drawing in. It's just not matching up to your expectations. And you're promoting it poorly and pitching it to them in the worst way possible. For another example, this is equivalent to, say, a YouTube channel about Pokemon cards trying to sell its audience expensive jewelry or Yu-Gi-Oh video games. Or what if, say, my conservative-leaning channel here tried to advertise for Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard? That would make no sense, right? Now, just think for a second who Bad Bunny's audience might be. She's a girl streamer on Twitch who rambles for hours and hours, typically wearing skimpy clothes, even though it's obviously too cold for her to be doing that in this clip. Then you've also got her holding up this sign that says left is best. And I think we can see where this is going. Bad Bunny's going after young gamer-type boys, typically betas and male feminists and other sad left-leaning chaps like that. Not the best market if you're going to try and survive off donations though, is it? Next, let's talk about this clearly entitled and angry attitude. Perhaps she's being a bit sarcastic, over the top, or ironic, but I'm not sure about that. And even if she is, this is still not how you treat anyone, let alone your potential customers. And for the record, Bunny's not even providing an actual service that would warrant subs and donations anyway. All she's doing is sitting in front of a camera, rambling, watching other people's videos, and also reading random chat questions, while also leaving the stream silent for good portions of time. I mean, is that what millennials think qualifies for work nowadays? Jesus, this isn't a job, this is a hobby. And if you get donations, they should be welcomed and you should be thankful and not be begging for more. Because really, Bad Bunny can barely even keep a proper stream going. She has no plan, no script, nothing cool or interesting to say at all. And she's not even playing video games or doing some kind of art or singing or anything. I mean, there's nothing here. But I guess she ascribes to the typical SJW mentality that she's worth far more than she really is. Really, Bad Bunny clearly thinks being a girl and supposedly cute should get her all kinds of donations flooding in. But with the attitude and the negative energy and the way she's going on about this, it's becoming a total train wreck to say the least.
Where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching.
You see what I'm talking about with these long pauses? How ironic that she was just talking about these viewers needing to pay for the content they're watching, and then she follows that up with a 10-second pause. Pauses and breaks in thought and bullshit like this plague these kinds of Twitch streams too. It's not professional, it's lazy, it's annoying, and it's also not necessary. Sure, these guys get used to it, and Twitch streamers and viewers have seen this become commonplace, I guess because they're streaming for 8 hours a day or some shit, but that apathy for the quality of your intellectual property, that's a big part of the reason that this is all failing. A good live show doesn't pause for 10 seconds or 20 seconds, or even 1 to 5, especially not in the middle of the show. It's like if you were watching, say, a movie on TV and the show would just pause for 10 seconds every 25 minutes randomly right in the middle of people's sentences. It would be ridiculous. And then if you were to act like you were this professional, legitimate show after that happened, expecting more money, well, that's just the icing on this BS cake.
Look at, I have a wall of non-subs. This is actually really heartbreaking. Because it's like people just really don't respect me as a content creator.
I mean, why should we respect you anyway? You've done nothing worthy of getting respect. And as they say, respect isn't asked for or demanded of, it's earned. And clearly this BB chick isn't earning it. She's making this half-assed, half-baked stream with bullshit going on like her watching other people's YouTube videos. And then she has the lady balls to say she's a content creator now? Please, you're not creating very much of anything, aside from creating material for us and many other YouTube commentary channels and communities to laugh at. So thanks for that, I guess. Really, you've reached levels of entitlement we've never thought possible before. And all of this is coming from this girl who's barely even a 5 out of 10. I guess she's skinny, so that's nice, but she's also pale, frail, crass, cringe, and not to mention, she has a terrible and negative personality. I'm really not surprised people aren't donating to her with that said. And also, I'm not surprised her little romp on the internet isn't going as well as she had planned. Clearly, she's unhappy and not making the money she thinks she deserves, which is rich too because she should be happy to be getting any money at all whatsoever. As I said before, live streaming is really the lowest effort, cheapest, and easiest way to make content there is. Now, that's not to say all live shows are terrible, not even close. Many of them are great and have awesome live shows and hosts and guests, and they put a lot of time and care into it. But at the other end, going live with a webcam and a microphone is the basic entry point to online content creation. And at least to these lazy, untalented people who can't hack it or make anything else any better. Now, just imagine another similar scenario. Outside of the internet, street performers actually operate in similar ways to YouTubers and Twitch streamers. These performers go out to public spaces, like platforms like Twitch or YouTube, and the performers do their tricks at, say, Venice Beach Boardwalk or Santa Monica Promenade. Those are two popular street performer places in Los Angeles, and when the performers go out there, they do their tricks, play their songs and whatnot, and they do so for free for anyone passing by to enjoy. Donations are sometimes encouraged, but they're also optional, and a good street performer would never be overly aggressive or abrasive, like with BB. Now imagine this public space with a couple of performers sort of competing with each other, but also going on separately, doing their own things in different areas, to varying degrees of talent and skill. For example, one guy could be doing the classic robot bit, where they spray paint themselves gold or silver and do these robot moves and noises and dances and stuff. A few people might give him a few bucks, but really, the big draw in this area is the dance crew that's down the boardwalk a few paces away. They've got a cool song playing while 3 or 4 of them are doing coordinated and practiced and heavily choreographed dance moves. Sometimes they even bring in a passerby to spice up their routine as well. That dance crew cleans up on the donations too, because they've worked for it, they've practiced and tried hard, and they're giving people what they want, even if they didn't know they wanted it. Now imagine a street performer reminiscent of Bad Bunny here. They would likely be some old lady with a creepy amount of cleavage, looking like a retired stripper, and for her act or content, all she would be doing is sitting on a chair out there, talking into a microphone and ranting about random things they look up on their phone or Twitter. And sure, once in a while, a person or two could become interested in this performance while they're walking by. You might even see a few young horny boys standing by there who could even see this old hag as still being attractive, but no one's really going to be lining up to give this person money, despite her feeling like she deserves it because she's been sitting on her chair all day. And sure, spending a lot of time on something makes a person feel like they deserve something, but really, they're just wasting their time doing nothing and thinking they should get paid for their terrible life choices. Next, back to the video clips, we've got one more from Bad Bunny. This time, she's freaking out about not getting paid once again. Check this one out.
Chat, I haven't got a donation or a sub for an hour. What the for an hour? What the an hour when I fucking working for free?
Lots more pauses in there, huh? And more profanity that I had to cut out as well. This is one vile, crass, low-class woman who's clearly far more entitled than she should be. I don't know why girls like this think they're so valuable, but they're really not. Congrats, you were born female and not ugly. But so what? You're also one of billions of other girls out there just like you. Being a lady doesn't make you special. I hate to break it to you. Also, way to go with this leftist panel label you have there, Bad B. I don't know if you ever thought about this, but maybe the reason no one is watching or donating to you, well, it's likely related to you being on the wrong side of politics and the wrong side of history and just plain wrong about everything you talk about. If your ideas and thoughts and premises and arguments were smart and true and good and people like them, you might have a nice gig and a profitable online business like myself. But instead, you're spreading leftist-fueled SJW propaganda and bullshit, and you're doing so with a terrible attitude and a boring show that no one wants to watch. A show where you pause for 10 seconds randomly constantly all the time like you're suffering from Alzheimer's or something. Now, with all that said, in the end, I see this as a big victory for us, this channel, and the right-leaning anti-SJW side as well. Not only was Bad Bunny another former critic of this show who is now going down in flames, but also she's a rabid SJW who pushes leftist ideology, and she just publicly admitted her mindset and ideology is so off-putting and toxic she can no longer get the support or donations she needs in order to feel comfortable spending all her time doing these bullshit streams. Keeping that in mind, I say that's a big win-win in my book, guys. So thank you all and congratulations too, and I hope we can continue to see more and more victories in all of our bright futures. What do you guys think? Does this SJW Twitch streamer deserve the donation she demands? Why do you think she can't make money anyway? Is it because she only appeals to children, or is it because her left-wing politics are cancer? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button to help support this channel, and we'll see y'all next time.